Faust won the sprint race. What can he do from 8th? He's won the feature race before. It's lights out, and away we go. They all get towards turn 1, and it looks relatively clean. So far into turn 1, there's a few cars going wide, and that is George, who has lost a place to Lewis and may lose a place to King Enzo, which he has. George gets pushed wide, but he's still battling with King Enzo through the apex of turn 4, and now through turn 5, and down the straight we head. They're side by side. It's a drag race to the next left-hander. Round the outside goes George in defense from F1 Fado in the Williams. As TRT Faust gets past F1 Fado, he's done absolute wonders from 8th on the grid. Oh, and off and into the barriers. That is ERGL. He's managed to keep the engine running, and he's going back onto the track, but that's big damage. As there's another battle going on between DMP Mac and Zauber side by side. As through Maggots and Beckett's we go, they almost make contact, and they are so close to each other. And now Zauber under pressure from Leroy behind. He will get the slipstream. Can he get this move done? It looks like he can. Look at the speed advantage that Leroy had on the exit. They go wheel to wheel. Lewis and Faust, the two championship rivals, and Faust hits Lewis straight into the concrete barrier, and that was certainly not Faust's fault. And the two championship rivals crash on lap 2, and Lewis will not score. The safety car is gone, the light's gone green. King Enzo is away, as well as George and Faust. F1 Billow still trying to get temperature into those tires. I think he's on the softs, and look at that, side by side between Zauber, that's Brady Pollock, and it's 3 wide into turn 3. Around the outside goes the Alfa Romeo, which switches to the inside for the next corner. Brady Pollock trying to hang it around the outside, and now it's a drag race to the next corner. Neither of them have slipstream, but it looks like the Alfa Romeo will get ahead of all of them, which he will, into the next corner. Oh no, he's gone wide, and he's lost that position to Brady Pollock, and he may yet lose out to Leroy as well, who's now getting up into the slipstream. Now I'm sure he has Rich Ricks in overtake as well. Side by side between Brady Pollock and Junior in the racing point. Someone's gone wide a bit. I think that was Brady Pollock possibly. And side by side still. Oh my goodness me, what a battle this is. Side by side through Maggots and Beckett. And on the exit, slipstream for the Alfa Romeo. Can he get this move done down the straight on the AlphaTauri? He'll need a lot of speed advantage. And look at that, side by side. He's going around the outside into Stowe. And Brady Pollock is ahead. And now look at that, he's going to try to go down the inside. No, he's just a bit too far back. But now Brady Pollock will need to defend from the Alfa Romeo behind as he wants his place back. There's contact. But now down the straight we head. He's got more speed than the AlphaTauri in front, and he gets past. And it's still side by side, and still a battle. Down the inside goes Leroy, but he can't get that move done. We ride on board with the Alfa Romeo, and he spins around after contact and straight into the wall, and he is out of the race. And now, I'm sure that will be a virtual safety car, and it is. And it's, look at that, side by side between Zauber and Leroy. I wonder who was in front before this virtual safety car came out, because they're still side by side trying to find out who was in front. Wheel to wheel there, almost touching the Williams on the medium compound tires. He's down the inside for the next corner, and now it's depending on who gets the slipstream more. That's a very aggressive defense as he almost chopped his front wing off, and again, but he stays ahead. Into the pits comes TRT Faust as well as King Enzo. TRT Faust has been right behind and right up King Enzo's gearbox for the entire race so far. So this will certainly make the difference, and I wonder who will go for the move and who will defend hardest. Will TRT Faust go for the move right out of the pits, and will King Enzo fight it very much, or will he wait to charge up his battery a bit and go for an attack down the straight? in a couple laps time. And TRT Foss getting straight to work. Around the outside he goes into turn 3. And he gets past King Enzo. And that looked very, very easy for TRT Foss. Down the straight, he's got the slipstream. He's going to go down the inside of George. Through the left-hander and into the right-hander. He's going around the outside. Can he get this move done? This is such good racing. Down the straight we go. George really needs to defend very, very hard. But I don't think that he has the speed advantage, and no, he does not. Oh my god, he's gonna brake super late. Down the inside he goes. That was one of the most late braking moves I've seen all race. As he goes around the outside into the next corner. Can he get this move done? That was such a bold move. And very bold on the brakes. Down the straight we head. And he gets ahead of the Racing Point driver, Billow. Great move for him. And now TRT Foss is fighting the Racing Point driver. He's going to go around the outside. They make a bit of contact. Hard versus medium compound runners. And TRT Foss seems to have more grip than the Racing Point, and indeed he does. Oh, contact with King Enzo. And Eckford Guest in the Racing Point has been sent spinning onto the grass. And this looks very similar to what we saw earlier in the sprint race with another Racing Point getting spun around. He's got the slipstream, and look at the speed that Billow has, and he gets past Foss. Foss now is coming right back at him with DRS. He doesn't have slipstream, but I'm sure he has rich mix and overtaken enabled as well. Down the inside he goes on Billow, and he gets back ahead. Melvin now going for a move on Jonah, and he's going to go around the outside into Maggots and Beckett's, and he gets through. What a move that was. And now he sets his sights on on King Enzo just ahead. But look at this. King Enzo has different plans as he goes side by side with Billow. And now Melvin goes side by side with Billow, trying to get past. What a race this is turning out to be. Side by side, they make some contact with the side pod. Melvin's been set a bit wide, but he's still keeping it on the track. And he gets ahead of Billow. Also getting ahead is the Alfa Romeo. Billow at Stowe goes down the inside on George. Wheel to wheel. This is very reminiscent of earlier when Billow got past TRT Foss. But on those hard compound tires, Billow doesn't seem to have the grip. And one of the Racing Points has crashed, and it's Junior, and he's upside down. Oh my goodness me. Now let's see what happened to Junior in the Racing Point. This was a very massive crash. He loses the rear end straight into the barrier. Oh my goodness, and he barrel rolls. What a massive crash that was. Down the straight, he's got the slipstream. He's going to go around the outside. Does he? Yes, he does. He does have the grip. And he goes down the inside for the next corner. There's still wheel to wheel. You can barely fit a piece of paper between these two drivers as they still go wheel to wheel, just barely making contact. And around the outside goes Brady Pollock, but he can't get that move back. He's into the slipstream. Can he snatch the lead away from Frost? He does. He gets past before Stowe. But the bad news is he has a 3-second time penalty. So if he can stretch that gap to 3 seconds within a lap, then he has this victory. But it'll be very, very tough. Oh dear. And Zauber has been disqualified, and he pulls over, and he is out. TRT Foss, he's within that 3 seconds by 2.5 seconds. Melvin crosses the line to take the checkered flag in first, but he will drop down to third as Foss and King Enzo both jump him. Foss has been absolutely superb this race. He wins the feature race after winning the sprint race, and he makes it 2-4-2 in Great Britain. If you remember back to Austria when Foss won the sprint race, he started 8th, then he won the feature race. He also got pole in that race, and he does it again today. What a superb drive from Foss, and it's seeming like he's really liking this sprint race format as he's getting more points than he ever has. And he stretches his lead over Lewis by quite a bit after they crashed on lap 2. TRT Foss won the sprint race. He wins the feature race from King Enzo, Melvin, Jonah G, Billo, F1 Fado, Leroy, Brady Pollock, who had some great battles today. Then comes George, who also battled hard. Then comes the Racing Point. We had 10 DNFs, including 1 barrel roll and Lewis after contact with Faust.